to AlextheRed&More. Okay, so this is my take on why Arne Slot can be a success at Liverpool and follow in the steps of Jurgen Klopp and potentially be the Paisley after Shankly. So let's just go a bit through the history of Arne Slot. So when he first had his proper managerial job back in 1920, I think at AZ Alkmaar, So that season overall he was very unlucky because he was joint top with Ajax at the time and they were level on points right at the top with only 98 games left when COVID-19 unfortunately halted and ended their season. As in Holland, they didn't continue their season and there was no title in the end. And then of course 2021, it wasn't the same from AZ Alkmaar because he was definitely eyeing up the final job, which of course he ended up taking. And then at Feyenoord, in his first season, he has them a decent third place finish, which was good because they finished 5th before that season, and went all the way to the Conference League final, UEFA Conference League final, and losing 1-0 to Roma, and I believe Feyenoord have actually sort of dominated that game, but Roma just more clinical of the experience on the night. It's been unlucky there, but that second season is the main one that stands out because he led Feyenoord to like their first title in like 6 years or so, and been playing such excellent football all the way throughout, and about 7 points winners in the end. And then the season just gone by, his third and final season, he interestingly actually finished on more points than he did when they won the Eredivisie, 84 instead of 82, but unfortunately PSV was such an outlier and amazing. The season just gone by, they finished on like 91 points, I believe, and so unfortunately Feyenoord had to finish second, but they at least had something to show for that season still at the end by winning the Dutch Cup, which was probably like the Dutch version of our FA Cup. So that's still a very good way to get on high from at Feyenoord. And so it just feels like he's building up his managerial profiles at the right time, and this leap from Feyenoord to Liverpool could be the biggest step in terms of him being that world-class coach, which everybody could be jealous of considering he's at Liverpool FC. And so let's go into his philosophy, tactics, style. So he sort of plays a very similar style to what Jurgen Klopp did with the attacking high intensity, but with a bit more of a twist. Sound from what I've read, it's a bit more in between what Klopp and Guardiola, it's a bit like Klopp with more Guardiola tactics and play style, because he encourages his team to have high intensity and press the opposition, but once they retrieve the ball back, instead of those quick long or short passes up to the attackers, they intend to keep possession more and take more risks in the middle of the park to get the precise passes through and have more patience in that middle final third. And so I think that could be good for what we could do with a slight change from what the previous 2 seasons we had in the club, because the last 2 seasons in the club weren't quite the best to watch because we look so what's the word you could say, unsteady and uncontrolled, because the opposition always looked like they could score with any pass through and any opportunity they had, and also vulnerable for set pieces as well. And so I think that emphasis on having a bit more possession when counter pressing, and that may enable Liverpool to actually look more solid on the ball while still having that amazing attacking threat. So in that aspect, there's actually loads looked forward to. The main player that's going to stand out is obviously Harvey Elliott. He's going to suit the slot system loads more than Klopp, and maybe even, I dare say, Szoboszlai as well, because I think within the Klopp he was forced to track back too much, I'd say, and cover too much of the central midfield, whereas I think he'd be more better suited to the final third and even swapping between the number 10 and the right wing position. And see. And we'll have to see if he can get anything better out of Diaz Nunes as well, but it definitely sounds like he wants the chance to improve on their style and sort of that. And with the most recent updates, I've just seen Liverpool beat Seville 4-1 in that pre-season friendly. Trainani definitely looks like an amazing start and you never know, could be a future Salah replacement. You never know. But Diaz looks so hot on form. But for what I'd say, but no, it's definitely good to see. But what I'd say is that in the previous 2 seasons, I think he's had a fast start to the season in terms of scoring goals and rescuing games for Liverpool. But I think but unfortunately, as it's gone on towards the mid-season point, his form started to slump and he's not looked quite as effective or lack of cutting edge. So let's see if Slot can improve that or maintain that so it lasts longer throughout the whole season. And then the officer's criticism of why Liverpool may have chosen something may have to briefly go on is that, his philosophy and way of style of playing all seems very good coming from Holland, but the thing is, the question they'll always ask is, can this be implemented in a much tougher and higher league in the Premier League? As an analogy, for example, it goes from if you're just in the startup business and it's working well locally, but can that go to the national level? And that'd be the similar case for Slot. Can he implement it in a much tougher, more competitive league in the Premier League? But I think his philosophy and his ideas and passion, ideas for what he has for Liverpool going forward will definitely outweigh any disadvantages people may have of him. And as I said, you never know. History-wise, they say that Man U went on a big decline when Ferguson left, and even Arsenal briefly when Wenger left. But the difference here is that, firstly, Man U, Ferguson deliberately chose more to succeed, so there's no proper football director choice there. And at Arsenal, Wenger was more or less told to resign from his job and leave at the end of 2018. If he didn't, they'd be sacked and there'd be no proper farewell. Okay, so whereas with Klopp knew quite a while, 4 months in advance before the end of the season just gone, that he'd leave. And so Liverpool had the proper time to repair to get the proper replacement in. And we've had, the most important thing, we've brought back Michael Edwards, who's sort of just as important as Klopp was in terms of in terms of the Premier League and Champions League success 5 and 4 years ago, because of his work in the director of football and him negotiating deals in the correct way to bring the right players in and that. And he sort of trusts Richard Hughes in his role, so I sort of trust Michael Edwards on that. And if they believe Arne Slot's the right man, then I'm all here for it, and he's definitely showing it so far in the way he's presenting himself and the ideas he has in terms of going forward. And if you want to go even more back in history as to why this could actually be a sort of success, is that going back to Bill Shankly, like Klopp, and that's why this sort of Klopp could be like the modern Bill Shankly. Klopp rebuilt Liverpool in terms of being a strong force in Europe and the league and all competitive again, and laying such foundations for the future manager to go in. And that's what Bill Shankly did. And then Bob Paisley came in, and in fact he ended up winning more at Liverpool, but that was minimal due to the foundations Shankly left for Paisley to work. So the question remains, could Slot be the modern day Paisley, that because of the amazing work Klopp did in his 8 or 9 years at Liverpool, you never know, he could end up winning more. Maybe he could win more, but because Klopp was so lucky, maybe he'll just have more. Maybe Arne Slot will just have a bit more luck than Klopp did, especially with the title race against Man City, and that way we were so unlucky, and even against Real Madrid in Champions League. So you never know in the future. We'll just have to trust something like that could happen. And finally, a bit more for the transfer way. I can sort of understand that what they said in that first press conference that with Richard Hughes, that they're going to be quite for the whole lot, but now it's all just to go fully on the active and get as much deals also as they can impossible. And let's just pray that Zubimendi will in fact be our first signing, hopefully start this week some point. Hopefully we'll get the official confirmation that it's all official that he does want to play for Liverpool and that Real Sociedad will allow it. That'd be such an amazing signing if it does happen, because the defensive midfield we didn't probably fill in last year's summer window, because Endo was really only a stopgap, and it definitely seems like Slot doesn't really like him in the defensive midfield role at all now, and even Tyler Morton's probably ahead of him. So let's hope Zumeli gets over, and that definitely a statement signing under Slot. And then other departments would probably need to fill, probably definitely maybe attacking wide forward, maybe on the right wing, because this is likely going to be Salah's last year, so we definitely walk with the right wing going forward. And then maybe a centre-back / left-back, or player that can sort of play both positions. That'd be something definitely worth looking at. Previously, I'd probably prefer to get a centre-back and a left-back if possible, but it looks like it's going to be only one of the two. But no matter what, I'm sure that Hughes and Edwards will come up with something there. So hopefully just sort of patience in the end. I'm not listening to all this much on Twitter now, because how impatient they can be at times. These fans sort of think it's all about football management when it's not. These business deals, or any business deal in real life, can take a long time and can be more complicated than you think. But the key is always that patience will come through in the end, and that's what we fans have to think about. And as long as we get Arne Slot a proper first season to implement his full style of play on Liverpool, and as long as we finish comfortably in the top 4, then it's going to be a lot of positive signs going forward after this first season. But anyway, that's my take. Arne Slot.